will always be jarring to see just how much companies don't care about their employees. We are at episode 11 of season 4 of Abbott, and once again, this was so funny. Let's talk about it. And spoilers if you aren't up to date with Abbott Elementary. I told y'all last week this strike was going to come back. I didn't think it'd be so quickly, but I'm glad I did. This episode was honestly perfect. Starting off with this scene of them going to the nail salon. Barbara has been growing on me something crazy. That scene in the cold open when she's telling Melissa a story about something that happened in her own home, and Barbara picking up her nail lady and bringing her to the school was the most baller thing I've ever seen. Also, when she was on that call and old boy in her class started like being on his desk and she was like, Sam, you have no rhythm, no notes. This was the first episode that I really got into Janine's head. And I understood why she'd be going hard for these kids because they are so cute. I would move heaven and earth for that little girl. It must be so difficult to see young children who are so full of life and aren't jaded by the world receive the short end of the stick. In contrast to Janine putting her students first, I love the subplot that Melissa was so invested in this strike. As quiet as kept, they should all be as invested as Melissa is. And I know some of it was played off for jokes or into the stereotype that Italians really rock with unions. And I'm saying this as a New York stereotype. I don't know if it's the same in Philly, but legend has it that when a business uses non-union workers for like construction or something like that, the Italians put up this big inflatable rat in front of the business so people know not to work with them. That being said, while I understood what Janine's frustration is, I felt like she wasn't understanding why it was important that she felt this uncomfortable. And instead of her trying to find solutions for her students, which I get it is very important, she should have been using that energy with the other teachers to go to city council's meeting and put the pressure on them. Encourage these parents to tell them, listen, your kids are struggling. I can tell you from experience, people don't go to these council meetings, but if you do, you actually get things done. We can complain all we want online. Most of it is chatter. But when we in their face going all rah-rah, they have to do something about it. Exactly, Ava. Now, I don't know if they were hinting that they're talking at this point, but it still is giving a will they, won't they. Obviously, I want this to happen, but now more than this, I'm really invested in him becoming friends with Greg. I do need to see more of this actor, especially if he's going to become a reoccurring character, which I hope he does. He's fine, but he's not giving much more than being fine yet. And he has had ample time. Jacob's brother did it in one episode. Cannot believe how good this season of Abbott is. The only thing I can give this episode is 5 out of 5 Frankie Flames.